Before turning 19, he was a Slovenian phenom who was born in the heart of Slovenia. At the age of 13, he had to leave home and fly 7 hours to play for one of the best teams in Europe. Luka was quickly coined El Nino Marvela, the wonder boy by newspapers. In just 3 years, he left Real Madrid and won everything, but somehow he wasn't selected as the #1 pick in the NBA draft. With no time wasted, Luka instantly started to shred the league from 50, 60, 70-point games, and of course, iconic trash-talking moments. In this video, we'll talk about how this fat, chubby Slovenian kid, who's been labeled as out of shape and sloppy, has destroyed the league at only 25.
He is one of the coldest to ever pick up a basket.
Luka Doncic is the son of Miriam, a salon owner. She was also a model and a world champion dancer. His father was Sasha Doncic, a professional basketball player who played for over 15 years. Since Luka was born, he was already bleeding basketball. At 7 months, Luka touched his first ever basketball, and at the age of 1, he had a mini hoop and would play all day long while his parents were away. But Luka wasn't always a basketball fanatic. He started off playing soccer.
Did you play soccer as a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah?
A lot, like 4 or 5 years.
What position?
Striker.
As he loved soccer, sadly, Luka grew so rapidly that he had to let go of his first love. When Luka was 6, he knocked down his first ever three-pointer, and at that age, he was already playing with kids 7 years older than him and dominating. He dropped 41 points on 13-year-old teenagers at the age of 6. Luka was one with the ball at such a young age. At the age of 7, Luka played his first organized basketball game against 10-year-olds.
Since I was 7, I always watched basketball, played basketball, so it was just something from the first moment.
Once Luka turned 8, he was invited to play for his hometown club team, the same club his dad played for. In only 16 minutes, Luka was moved from the 8-year-olds to the 11-year-olds. Luka quickly destroyed the 11-year-olds and moved Luka to the 12 to 14-year-old groups. Due to the league rule, Luka was not allowed to play for the club's 14-year-old team, but Luka would constantly sneak into the 14-year-old practices even when asked to stay home, begging to practice with the group.
He had 1 practice a day, but he always wanted to practice more, so he said, "Mom, please call coaches if I can go to another practice with some other group." But even 2 practice a day, it was not enough for him.
His mom called me, "Okay, Luka wants to play practice today, can he? Just a little." Okay, Luka come.
Luka's dad perfectly seasoned Luka to be great, bringing Luka to camp at 9 years old to play against 14 and 15-year-olds. It was never easy for Luka, as he was constantly growing with his feet being bigger than half his body. At a young age, with little to no coordination, Luka also dealt with issues at home, with Luka's mom divorcing his father when he was only 9.
Divorce can be hard on a child. What do you think got him through that?
Maybe basketball, because it was hard for him.
Causing Luka to rarely being able to see his dad, the man he admired the most. Luka had to spend weeks and months without his father to teach him the little things about manhood. Luka learned how to be a fierce competitor, depicting the game at a different angle, as he wasn't as physically mature and well coordinated against kids twice his age. Luka's father was teaching Luka adult tricks when he had the chance, so when he went against bigger and stronger competition, it was a piece of cake. When Luka was finally allowed to play with the 14-year-old group, he slaughtered them. That same summer, Luka played in the under-13 tournament due to regulation rules in the Lido de Roma tournament, where he dropped a 54-point triple-double and averaged 34.5 points per game for the tournament, drawing eyes from many programs, and Luka became one of the most highly recruited 13-year-olds. Luka eventually got an offer from Real Madrid at the age of 13. Luka's father viewed this as a great opportunity for Luka to develop, but Luka's mother was reluctant and didn't want Luka to leave, as she would be away from her only child.
Beginning, honestly, I said, "Luka, you have time. You're really good. You have time. You can go later." And he looked at me and said, "Mom, I want to try."
After months of Luka getting talks from both parents, Luka decided during the last week he would join Real Madrid.
If you go away from home with 13 years old, you become very mature.
Leaving Slovenia, Luka was already known as the king of Slovenia at the tender age of 13. Luka signed one of the most anticipated contracts as a 13-year-old for 5 years. This 13-year-old boy flew 7 hours across the country alone, joining one of the best teams in Spain. But it was a huge risk that many don't take, because Real Madrid is known for its football and probably that alone. So many kids who join Real Madrid never make it out with a lack of resources and never realize their dream to make it to the NBA. Luka shared rooms with football prospects who turned out to be stars in Real Madrid's football league La Liga. In Luka's first week, he was struggling as he would constantly oversleep, causing him to get benched. He didn't speak an ounce of Spanish either, leaving him reserved and alone to himself.
When I was 13, I went to Spain. I didn't know English, Spanish, nothing. And nobody spoke my language. So for half a year, I was like sitting by myself.
I was quiet.
Luka immediately used that as motivation, an opportunity to sharpen his skills. In Luka's first outing with Real Madrid, he played for the under-16 squad and led them to the Minicopa Endesa, averaging 24.5 points, 13 boards, and 4 dimes with 5 steals. In the final game, Luka dropped 25 points, Luka also won the Under-16 Spanish Championship, earning him MVP honors. At just 13, newspaper articles were calling this chubby Sylvanian kid the Wonder Boy. The following season at 15, Luka turned it up a notch against bigger and stronger competition in the Under-18 league. He had 18.5 points, 5.9 boards, and 3.1 assists, helping Madrid win the Group B of the La Liga EBA. By the end of the season, Luka earned all-league honorable mention. At just 16, Luka won the EuroLeague Adidas Next Generation tournament, defeating the defending champs and winning MVP. Before Luka got to play his first game for Real Madrid's professional club, he got a taste of the NBA against the Boston Celtics in a preseason game where he finished with 4 boards, 1 assist, and 1 block at only 16. In April 2015, the 16-year-old, 2-month-old Luka debuted for Real Madrid, wearing the number 7 to show love for his favorite player, Vasilis Spanogis, a Greek basketball player who Luka was enchanted by. Within the first possessions, Luka knocked down a 3, showing the world a glimpse of his greatness. As the third youngest behind Ricky Rubio, and became the 21st player to play a game before turning 17. In the same season, Luka managed to drop 15 points, 4 assists, and 6 boards. Luka mainly played with the Under-18 team and reserve team, where he would get practice runs and destroy them as if he was Jimmy Butler during Timberwolves practice. Luka averaged 13 points, 5.9 rebounds, and 3.1 assists, helping them win Group B. Despite little playing time, the world saw something in Luka at only 16, believing in him wholeheartedly. In the 2016-2017 season, Luka went from being a reserve for Madrid to a pivotal part. On October 2nd, 2016, Luka debuted against the OKC Thunder in a preseason game where he finished with 3 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Luka and Real Madrid took home the dub, which isn't unusual for Luka in OKC territory. When it came to the season, Luka managed to take home MVP of the round of EuroLeague after beating Bros Bamberg, where he finished the game with 16 points, 6 boards, and 5 assists, becoming the youngest player to ever do so. Luka averaged 7.5 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 3 assists per game during the season, while earning Player of the Week when he dropped 23 points and 11 assists in a game. And in the EuroLeague, he averaged 7.8 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 4.2 assists per game, earning Luka unanimous Rising Star of the Year, and he claimed the ACB Best Young Player award. Heading into the 2017-2018 season, Luka teamed up with an old friend who he knew since he was 7, Goran Dragic, on the Slovenian national team. Dragic, who used to play with Luka's dad and was his protege.
He would be a ball boy or come watch the game. So
a decade later, Luka and Dragic absolutely were murdering international basketball with wins against Latvia, who had their own Wonder Boy, and Kristaps Porzingis. In the quarterfinal game, Luka faced off against an NBA-loaded roster in Spain with the Gasol brothers and Ricky Rubio. During the game in the third quarter, Luka faced an injury, leaving the Slovenians with the man down. Even with odds stacked against them, the Dragic-led Slovenians managed to escape with a victory, with Dragic finishing with 15 points and Luka finishing with 11 points on an early exit. In the final game against Serbia, who had the likes of Bogdanovic and Boban, the Dragic-led Slovenians managed to just get to the finish line, beating the Serbians, as Dragic turned into the Australian version of Patty Mills. Dragic finished with 35 points, earning MVP, as Luka earned all-tournament MVP, averaging 4.3 points, 8.1 boards, and 3.6 assists.
Mark my words, he's gonna be one of the best in the whole world.
Giving Slovenia its first ever gold medal and national title at the FIBA Eurobasket. Throughout the season with Real Madrid, Luka blossomed from a boy to a man, waving off veterans when they tried to set an unrequested screen. He also started to request the ball urgently, as if he was a seasoned 15-year vet, and Luka had every right to. In just the first game of the season, Luka dropped 27 points, making it his career high. In the same month, Luka was named EuroLeague MVP of the round, becoming the youngest player to win the award after dropping another 27 points, 8 boards, and 5 assists. That wasn't enough for Luka though. 2 days later, Luka dropped 28 points, being MVP of the round once again. Luka tarnished the whole month with his greatness. Luka didn't stop his tear there. On December 8th, he dropped a career high 33 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Days later, he completely flipped the league upside down, as Luka managed to snag a triple-double with 17 points, 10 boards, and 10 dimes in only 22 minutes, which was extremely rare, because most Europeans only play 25 minutes per game compared to the NBA, where players are playing 30+ minutes per game. Luka's triple-double was meant to be the first triple-double since the 2006-2007 season. It took over a decade for another triple-double to be recorded, and it was done by a clean-faced kid who was a teenager among men. Luka went on that season, guiding Real Madrid to a EuroLeague Finals victory, making Real Madrid's 10th title by being named the EuroLeague MVP and Final Four MVP.
Feeling very special for me. It was really hard. We need to fight till the end. And I'm so glad to have these teammates, to have these coaches, to have everybody in my team, and I'm really happy.
Being the youngest player to ever win the award, putting up 16 points per game, 4.6 boards, and 4.3 dimes per game. That same season, Luka also managed to win the entire league, including the ACB MVP, making it 3 MVPs in the same season, as he destroyed the EuroLeague and Spanish League.
Oh, no he didn't! And then Felipe Reyes.
Accolades just kept coming Luka's way, with Luka winning the EuroLeague Rising Star that same season and was named EuroLeague 2010-2020 All-Decade Team. By 19, he was the best player on the continent. He was a European Michael Jordan. He could score effortlessly, run an entire offense, and had a whole continent of people wanting to be the Wonder Boy. From fans getting his name tatted and naming their kids after him, he became Europe's basketball king. The same kid who didn't speak a single drop of Spanish and was coined as too slow, yet he always managed to get to the spot, moving at 20 miles per hour. The kid who couldn't shoot but would have stepped back 3 when his team needed it the most, took over Europe by storm, making out the gauntlet of Real Madrid and declared for the NBA draft. Luka played a total of 216 matches with Real Madrid, winning 7 titles. However, in the offseason before the NBA draft, Luka visited a training facility in Santa Barbara called P3, a training facility that uses science to help improve athletes' overall performance, a place he was familiar with as he trained there before when he was only 16 and met NBA guard Josh Richardson.
He came out there to train for a summer, so we played pickup a few times, and the first time we played, I came back to Miami and I told some of my best friends, I was like, yo, I just met this kid, like, he's going to be the first pick in the draft.
They worked on Luka's mobility, core strength, and footwork. As they were doing a particular drill, they noticed something strange, something they've never seen before in any athlete, even after working with athletes such as Giannis, Jokic, and Chet. It was Luka's ability to decelerate extremely fast.
The full speed to the decel, how much are you practicing that? When did you develop that?
I didn't practice that.
See, many athletes are known for their insane first step. The Westbrooks, the Ish Smiths, and the Tyrese Maxeys of the world. A quick burst like a bullet, after making a move on their defenders, leaving them feeling like they're stuck in sand. Some even for their second step, like Carmelo Anthony, the one that seals the deal like a handshake. But never has there been an athlete who has been able to go from 100 to 1 as quick and smooth as Luka, allowing him to play at his own pace, frustrating eager defenders as they try to speed him up, and boom, hits the break suddenly, leaving them touching the ground. Going into the NBA draft, many GMs doubted Luka, from teams canceling their flight to Europe to attend their kids' graduations instead. Some in general didn't see the hype and didn't believe in Luka, as many saw a couple of Luka's games where he shot 5 for 20 in the span of 3 games, which was his worst games in the entire season. He was also playing against grown men with wife and kids, causing many people to assume that 18-year-old college players were a better pick than a 19-year-old who has been playing against grown men since he was the age of 13.
I don't give a damn about how this kid in Europe looks. I understand he's a 6'8" point guard. He's surreal. He'll probably be the number 2 overall pick.
Luka drew comparisons to Jason Tatum, as they were both ISO-heavy type players and were the best shooters at the time. But one team in particular kept a close eye on Luka, as they had experience with European players, if not one of the greatest. During the 2018 draft, Luka didn't get picked number 1 and instead fell to the 3rd overall pick, where he was selected by the Atlanta Hawks, which shocked not only many fans.
Luka Doncic. What was he, the 5th player in the draft?
Right.
Oh my God.
And look at him.
I can't believe that someone let him go. I can't. He was a unique kid at 15 years of age. He was competing against men in Europe.
But Luka himself, he thought he was going to the Kings, as months before they flew to Madrid and had dinner with Luka.
Did you ever figure out why Sacramento didn't take you?
No.
The Kings did love Luka, except there was one thing they couldn't look past. It was a beef that Vlade Divac had with Luka's father, Sasha Doncic, which led to them choosing Marvin Bagley over Luka, and Luka absolutely torched them in the game down the line. Once Luka was selected by the Hawks, he was immediately traded to the Mavericks for Trae Young. The Mavericks had been tracking Luka since he was only 13 years old, a trade for the Mavericks that has aged like fine wine, as they were tanking the year before, knowing there was a Slovenian kid in the draft that would be a star. In Luka's rookie season, he didn't get to start as a point guard immediately, as years before, the Mavericks drafted Dennis Smith Jr. as their lottery pick, who showed signs that he could be an all-star, as he made all rookie teammates first year, leaving the two to share point guard duties. In Luka's first game against the Suns, he managed to drop 10 points. A couple games into the season, Dennis Smith Jr. faced an injury due to sore wrist, giving Luka the starting point guard position. He immediately started dazzling the crowd with his no-look assist from behind his back and step back threes. He quickly turned it dial and dropped 26 points, then 30 points in the next game, like he'd been in the league for 15 years and it was just another day in the office. In just 10 games, Luka became the youngest 20-point scorer and youngest 30-point scorer in Mavs history.
Scoring is easier in NBA, just because of the amount of the different rules, the less space, the time.
In the month of October, Luka destroyed the league with vengeance, dropping 19.6 points per game, showing the world Luka magic. In the game against the Grizzlies, Luka tallied a double-double with 15 points and 11 rebounds. On January 21st, Luka notched in his first triple-double with 21 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists, becoming the second youngest player to ever earn one behind Markelle Fultz. And in February, Luka posted his second triple-double, dropping 35 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists against the Raptors on 58% field goal shooting, becoming the youngest player ever to record a triple-double, breaking Oscar Robertson's record. He was also the only teenager to record 2 triple-doubles in the season. In Luka's young career in the NBA, he managed to win Rookie of the Month every single month and post 7 triple-doubles, which was second most behind Magic Johnson. A Slovenian kid who was backed by the whole nation, earned 4,250,000 votes in the All-Star game, which was more votings than Stephen Curry. He sadly missed out on becoming an All-Star though. Finishing the season, Luka sinking 168 threes, which was 3rd all-time for NBA rookies, and led the Mavs in usage rating with 27.3. Luka finished the season averaging 21.2 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 6 assists. The only rookie to ever post similar stats was Oscar Robertson. Luka managed to finish finished the season as the Rookie of the Year, earning 98 out of 100 ballot votes. The other two went to Atlanta Hawks rookie Trae Young. Many believe Luka should have been unanimous Rookie of the Year. Luka's season was filled with ups and downs, with moments filled with Rick Carlisle storming on the court, snapping on Luka, trying to break him, with Luka also being criticized with his high turnover rating 3.5, which was top 10 in the league. Even with those moments and stats, the world just saw a drop of Luka's magic on full display, and the Mavs may have just found their next Dirk Nowitzki, and Luka may have potentially just ran Dan Smith Jr. out of Dallas. Going into Luka's sophomore season, Luka had to make quite a transformation, as Mavs owner told Luka to rest in the summer due to the amount of games he had played for Slovenia, Madrid, then the league, and that's exactly what Luka did. Luka was on the boat every day playing Fortnite, eating McDonald's daily, causing him to gain over 20 pounds.
Believable, he's a good kid. Yeah. He does two things in life, three: eats, plays basketball, and plays Fortnite. And I have to struggle to keep those priorities ordered correctly.
Once the season started, Luka showed no sign of rust as he became the fastest player ever to reach 2,000 points. He dominated, becoming the second 20-year-old to record a 40-plus triple-double with 42 points, 12 assists, 11 rebounds, and in the month of November, he averaged a triple-double, becoming only the third person to ever do it behind Russell Westbrook and Oscar Robertson. Luka also led the league in triple-doubles. He also scored 30 points 27 times that year. Luka became the face of the Mavs. The guys rallied behind him. He led the Mavs to 47 wins in a short season due to COVID. He also led that to the #1 offensive rating in league history. He finally brought the Dallas Mavericks to the playoffs, who hadn't been there in 4 years. But if you thought Luka couldn't get any better, in his first game against the Clippers in the playoffs, Luka scored 42 points. And in the fourth game of the series, Luka made scoring 40 look even more jaw-dropping as he finished the game hitting a game winner.
Performance by Luka and the Mavericks. Mama. There goes that man.
He finished the game with a 40-point triple-double with 43 points, 17 rebounds, and 13 assists. Luka averaged 31 points, 9.8 rebounds, and 8.7 assists and his playoff debut. Luka heroics fell short, but were never forgotten. Luka finished the season as an All-NBA, becoming the 6th player named All-NBA under 21. He finished as an All-Star and 4th MVP voting. Going into the 2020-2021 season, Luka offensive tear continued. He was 8th in total points since entering the league with 6,110 points, and 6th in assists with 1,879, and 3rd in triple-doubles with 44. In one calendar month, Luka averaged 33.9 points, 8.2 boards, and 8 assists per game. Luka went on to finish that year All-NBA, an All-Star, and finished 6th in MVP votings. Once the playoffs started, Luka faced a familiar face in the Clippers and activated God mode once again. In the first game, Luka dropped a 33-point triple-double with 10 boards and 11 assists. Luka hit another gear, scoring 39 points the second game and giving the Mavs a commanding 2-0 lead. And in the third game, Luka finished with 44, trying to do everything in his power to will the Mavs to victory, but they fell short. And this gave the Clips the momentum they needed. Luka bounced back in Game 5, scoring 42 points on a near triple-double, giving the Mavs a 3-2 lead, but in the end, it wasn't enough as the Clippers went on to win the series. Luka finished that series pouring in 250 points in 7 games, averaging 35. The series led to a lot of criticism.
You're not giving no effort, and you coming down on this end, and you giving me all the effort. That's the difference between championship basketball and just out here playing for numbers. And that's why I'm looking at. I'm like, is he really out here playing for numbers, or what you doing, bro? Because you're not giving me the same energy on the other end.
And the other all-time great perimeter players, a lot of them played both ends.
The only difference between Luka and MJ was Luka got that criticism earlier because he was only 21 years old. When it came to Luka's fourth season, things were a bit different for Luka and the Mavs. They swapped out Rick Carlisle for Jason Kidd, a coach who won a championship with the Mavs in 2011 against the Miami Heat Big Three. This led to Luka playing more off the ball and in the post. Kidd saw this as an opportunity for Luka to get easier scoring opportunities off the ball, but more post-ups meant their newly acquired unicorn, Kristaps Porzingis, had to do more standing in the corner.
Like, do it, how you say, like out of spite, like, oh, on purpose, I will not move from this corner. Like that little bit of mindset, you know, and it was not correct.
He was a post player himself, and both Luka and Kristaps in the post at the same time wasn't good offense. Luka continued to shred the league, with him having multiple 40-point games and 30-point games. And going into the All-Star break, Porzingis was shipped out to the Wizards, but many believe that it was a request by Luka, as the two didn't have great chemistry. After the trade, Luka and the Mavs improved from 24th in 3-point shooting to 9th, and they had the second best win percentage. Luka finished yet another season All-NBA and All-Star. He finished 5th in MVP voting, but the last game of the season, Luka got hurt, resulting in a calf injury. Luka missed the first 3 games of the Jazz series, but thanks to Jalen Brunson, who had 41 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists in the second game, and a 31-point outburst with 6 assists and 1 rebound. In the third game, the Mavs were up 2-1 in the series. And Luka's return in Game 5, he was short from spectacular. He finished with 13 points and 13 boards and 5 assists. The Mavs went on to win the series, helping Luka finally get over the first-round hump. They wanted to face the Phoenix Suns, defending Western Conference champs, who were having their best season in franchise history and looked poised to defeat the Mavs. In Game 1, a different type of Luka was activated. Instead of Luka Magic, we got Houdini Luka, and he poured in 45 points on the Suns in Game 1. Through the first 6 games, it was tough, gritty, and evenly matched. as both teams won all the home games. The Mavs faced the Suns in Game 7, who didn't respect them, as hours before the game, Devin Booker was just playing video games and messing with his dog. So in Game 7, it was complete destruction by the Mavs.
27-point lead, down goes Johnson, 3,
In the first half, Luka had 27 points, as many as the entire Suns team, and the Mavs had a 27-point lead. At one point, the Mavs had a 47-point lead, and Luka's son Devin Booker openly mocked them the previous game. Luka finished the game with 35 points on 12 of 19 shooting and outscored the #1 pick in his draft class, DeAndre Ayton, who only had 5 points. However, in the upcoming series, the Mavs faced off against the Golden State Warriors, a team they weren't yet prepared for, as the Warriors had way more experience over them. Despite Luka averaging 32 points per game, the Warriors were too much, and the Mavs lost the series in 5. In the 2022-2023 season, Luka was a pure assassin. He scored over 30 points in the first 7 games of the season, becoming only the 3rd player to ever do something like that. Luka also scored his career high that same season against the Knicks, 60 points, 21 rebounds, and 10 assists, becoming the 2nd player to ever record a 60-point triple-double. Luka scored 7 points in overtime, sealing the victory, leading the Mavs to winning in dramatic fashion.
I'm tired as hell.
You can rest later, you're young.
I need a recovery beer.
The Mavs also traded for Brooklyn guard Kyrie Irving the same season, giving Luka a partner in crime. In Luka and Kyrie's first game, they finished with a combined 55 points, with Kyrie having 28 and Luka having 27. That game was just a snippet. In the game against the 76ers, Luka and Kyrie became the first Mavs teammates to each score 40 as they led the Mavs to victory. But Dallas only went 5-11 in 16 games played by 2. With Kyrie's arrival, the Mavs finished 38-44 and missed the playoffs, which led to the Mavs earning a top 10 pick in the draft, where they drafted Carson Wentz and traded him to the Thunder for Derek Lively. I guess that was a blessing in disguise. Another All-NBA and All-Star for Luka, but no playoffs. This brings us to the 2024 season, where Luka made a huge leap, moving his averages to 33.9 points per game, 9.2 rebounds per game, and 9.8 assists per game, being the first player to ever do so. He became the most recent player to finish with more triple-doubles than Russell Westbrook, with 30, while being the youngest. On Christmas Day, Luka also became the 6th youngest and 7th fastest player to ever reach 10K points, where he dropped 50 points and 15 assists on the Phoenix Suns, and on his firstborn, Devin Booker. 1 month later, Luka split for 70 points against the Hawks with 10 rebounds and 7 assists, which is the 4th highest scoring game in league history, behind Wilt Chamberlain, Kobe Bryant, and David Thompson.
Luka, 73 points. What was your mindset coming into tonight's game?
Get a win, man.
He became the first person to ever score 70 plus with 75% field goal shooting. In the first half alone, Luka set a franchise record of 41 points, passing Dirk Nowitzki. Luka went on to win his first ever scoring title and played the most games he's ever played since he was a rookie, 70 games. Finished the season as All-NBA and an All-Star once again, with 3rd in MVP votings. Beginning of the 2024 playoffs, Luka faced off against a familiar face, the Los Angeles Clippers, who were no match for Luka and his partner in crime this year, as they blew past the Clippers, constantly giving them a spanking. First half it'll be Kyrie, then second half it'll be Luka. Luka finished the series against the Clippers, averaging 29.8 points, 9.5 assists, and 8.8 rebounds. In the second round, the Mavs faced the #1 seed OKC Thunder, a series not many saw the Mavs winning. Luka and the Mavs managed to come out on top in 6 games, which isn't unusual for Luka, as he beat OKC and prime Westbrook at only 16, leading Luka to his first conference finals since the Warriors, where he faced Anthony Edwards, the emerging face of the league, who was ready for all the smoke.
Mavericks' early thoughts on playing the Mavs?
It's gonna be fun, man. You know, my matchup gonna be Kyrie, so that's gonna be fun. We're gonna see what I can do versus him.
And the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, and Rudy Gobert. And in the first game, Luka and Kyrie came out blazing, with Kyrie putting on an absolute show. Let Anthony Edwards know to be careful for what you wish for, leaving Anthony Edwards huffing and puffing all over the court.
I got Kyrie.
Yeah.
That's the most aggressive you've been in a long time.
Yes, sir.
I know that had to irk you a little bit.
Use it as a motivation.
Luka finished the game with 30 points and the Mavs got a victory. However, in Game 2 is when Luka put the whole world on notice. In the third quarter with Luka at the free throw line, fans were constantly yelling,
Was the #1 rated defense in the NBA.
With the game in close contention, Luka completely ripped the Timberwolves' heart out. And he had a nice little chat with 4-time Defensive Player of the Year after the 3.
He can't effing guard you.
Who said that?
You said that.
I didn't say that. I was speaking Slovenian.
Earning him another son, becoming a father too. Luka finished the game with 32 points, 10 rebounds, and 13 assists. The Mavs went on to win the series in 5 games, and Luka won his first ever Western Conference Finals. After years of knocking on the door, Luka did it. He also finished as the Western Conference Finals MVP. Luka averaged 32.4 points per game, 9.6 rebounds per game, and 8.2 assists per game. In the NBA Finals, Luka came out hooping. In the first couple of games, he averaged 31.5 points per game, but it wasn't enough. Sadly, Luka's knee pains from the series before and chronic contusion started to wear on Luka, causing him to have to take painkillers just to step out on the floor. It was so bad, Luka was even questionable for one of the games. The Mavs tried everything from head coach Jason Kidd trying to start locker room issues, then the Celtics.
What makes going against a guy like Jalen so challenging?
Well, Jalen's their best player, so
it just wasn't enough. The Mavs lost in 5 games against the Boston Celtics, a team Luka was familiar with since he was 16. Luka finished the series averaging 29.2 points per game and left it all out on the floor. All season long, Luka gave the Mavs his heart, depicting defenses like a surgeon, slowly and gracefully, with his masterful footwork. One step gets you off balance while the other one completely shifts you. The last one, he already lost you and tucked you to sleep. It's complete poetry in motion. We are truly watching a magician. This won't be Luka's last scoring title or finals appearance, as Luka is only 25 years old and has yet to reach his prime. Luka Doncic was once the king of Slovenia and took over Europe by storm. But after this season, he may just be the new face of the NBA. Even if he were to retire today, he'll still be one of the greatest that ever laced him up, and a Hall of Famer. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, check out this video on how Westbrook will destroy your favorite team this upcoming season.